Hi friends, so today we are going to see how we can develop an REST API that is able to perform CRUD operations in our MongoDB database. So to get started with, I will explain the folder structure of my project. So in our project directory, we have two another directories. One is with the name of models, here it is, and second one is with the name of routes. So in models, first of all, we have declared a file student.py. This is the like basic schema of our application, or we can say a basic building block. So uh, in the first line, we have imported the Mongo client. So to direct connect with our MongoDB. In the second line, we have imported an OS module of Python. And in the third line, we have imported the .env file to access our uh, keys or environment variables, I can say. In the first line, we declared the Mongo client here, and in the second line we uh, uh, this will connect with us our default database, and in the third last line, we have declared a student collection. Let's move to the student routes. So in the routes, we have developed different kind of routes to add a student, to get students, to uh, update student by ID, get student by ID. So let's start discussing this file from here. So this line will import the components of the Flask, which is blueprint, request, and justification. Justification will do convert our data into JSON, and this request thing will handle our HTTP requests, and Blueprint will organize our routes into modules so that we able to access them properly and perform our task. So in this line, we have created a blueprint for our student module, and after that, we started like making functions and adding routes to our API. So this first route will help us to add student with these fields in it, name, age, course, and email, which is our requirement. And uh, I have added logic if uh, we don't get the accurate data which we want and which we can insert in our student, then it will return error message. And if we got the right data after converting it to JSON, then we will add the student in our file, in our database, I can say. So the second route is for getting all the students. So just need to fetch all the student and get data on the screen. And the third one is to uh, get student by ID. So in this, I have written logic if we able to match the ID of a student with ID of a student in the database, then I will return that. And if not able to found, then I will return the that student not found. After that, we have a route which is able to update a student by ID. So it will grab a student, or we can say a record in our database by its ID, and we will pass our whole JSON object, and it will compare both the objects, like previous one and new one, and apply changes accordingly. And in the last, we will grab a student and just delete it from the database. And in last, we have our main file, which is app.py, which is the basic entry point of our application. In this, I have also performed the same things, just imported Flask and then imported student blueprint from student routes file, and then loaded our env files and declared an Flask application using this line and registered a blueprint of the student, and also specified the path of the uh, calling API here, like prefix for our APIs. And here I uh, decided that I'm gonna run our app on this port, which is 8000. Then now we can start our application by opening a new terminal. I am gonna type Python app.py to start. So now we can see that our API is up and running in the development server. So on this port, so now we're going to test it using Postman if we able to perform this route things. So now I'm going to Postman and just gonna perform a get route or get operation. So we can see that we have two or three students in our student collection. So get is working. Let's try uh, post. I'm gonna use row and JSON data. I have already added a student to post it to our database, and I will now go to post and try to post this data. And we got the ID and also a confirmation that our student is created. So to confirm it once, I will go to get and send this. So let's check if we got our new student added. So name is Charlie. So yes, at the end we have a student named Charlie. We can also test if we able to update a student. So I will go to patch and try to update it to computer engineering, and also we're going to update its ID instead of example.com. I am going to use gmail.com and I am going to send this third not allowed. Surely I'm not able to get what issue we are getting. Oh, we need to select this student by its ID to push these changes. So we're gonna grab the student ID here from here, and now we will try to update it using our patch feature, post feature, and we can see that here it is civil engineering and at the rate example, and I'm going to update with at the rate Gmail and computer engineering. And now we're going to send. Yes, we got a confirmation message that our student is updated. And now I am going to use get command for this student using its ID. And now we can see that our data is matching. The civil engineering is updated with computer engineering, and also the example.com is updated with gmail.com. We will also see if we able to delete this the student which we added. Uh, let's first confirm if this data is getting updated to our MongoDB before deleting the student or not. So in MongoDB, we can see we have this same API, which is REST API, which we created here. You can see that we have named it using REST API. I have used a different naming convention because I already have a database with name of Training Institute. So that's why I use name REST API. So yes, uh, here our students are, and we see that we have Charlie and computer engineering at the gmail.com. Okay, so let's try to update another student and see if it's getting updated in our database also. Let's try it with some other student. Then we're gonna proceed with the delete query. So let's select this student, or let's select this student with name John. So I'm going to copy its ID, and now I will try to update this student. And let me type what we need to update. I'm going to keep its single name for the student. and age we can update with 28, and we can update this physics thing with computer, and also its email is going to update. And now I will go to patch option to update the student data, and we got the confirmation that we able to update the student. Let's confirm it with get yes, and now we will also check if we able to update this thing in our MongoDB database. Let me refresh. And yes, we can see we have single name, age is 28, and course is computer. And we also updated the email for the student. So let us now delete this student, John. And I will go to delete and send this request. And we got a confirmation that student is deleted. We can also see we have student here, and now I'm going to refresh. We have four student, and after refresh, it will we will have only three students. Yeah, so we can verify that student is deleted from the MongoDB database. Yeah, that's how all.